Alrighty, folks. See if we are good to go right now. See how this is looking. There we go. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you guys follow these live streams, you know it takes just a couple minutes for me to get stuff started up here. I just need to send out the links to this live stream on socials and all that kind of stuff. But as soon as I'm done with that, we will get started with this. Plus, just giving you all a little bit of time to start to roll in here. But thank you to everybody who is tuning in to this one. It's much appreciated. Let's see, give me 1 second, folks. Bear with me here. Hopefully you all having a good day though so far. Or I guess not so far. Day's pretty much over, but day's been pretty good for me so far. Not a whole lot going on outside of just work. Busy with that. Bringing you guys as much Aggie content as I can. Sending this out on Twitter, and then we'll be good to get this one started. Let's see. Let's finish this up here. Okay. There we go. Alright. Doesn't look like it's going to take me about 3 or 4 minutes this time. I'm getting quicker with it, folks. I appreciate anybody for bearing with me here. But I think we're good to go. Yep, looking good. Alright. Let's go ahead and get this started then. What is going on, everybody? This is Justin Martinez, aka Jaded Sports Dude, coming to you all live from my apartment. Hopefully you all are staying at your homes as well, practicing social distancing and staying safe, of course, during this pandemic. And I'm here to provide you all with a little bit of extra entertainment. That's right, folks. It is time for the latest edition of Aggie Rewind, the series where I go back and rewatch New Mexico State's most recent game. Now, the Aggies did have a pair of contests, a 2-game road series against Grand Canyon in Phoenix this past weekend. That was Friday and Saturday. And what we've been doing is rewatching those contests. So yesterday, we rewatched Game 1, which took place on Friday. And now today, we're going to rewatch Game 2, which was Saturday's contest. Both of these ended up in losses for New Mexico State. So I know you people aren't as eager to rewatch these games. But I appreciate anyone and everyone who does join me for this live stream, regardless of if it is a win or not, because I'm going to be here rewatching it either way. This is something I'm going to be doing throughout the entire season, and I appreciate anybody that joins me while this is going on. Now, also feel free to comment below while this game is going on. We can get a conversation going, talking about some Aggie hoops. Just makes the live stream go by a little bit quicker and easier, because I am not the best commentator, folks. I say that all the time. I'm no Adam Young or Jack Nixon, and this will be on mute. So if we're not talking, if I'm not responding to you guys, I'll be doing my best impersonation of a commentator, which of course I am not. But either way, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Let's go ahead and get this one started. Not wasting any time today. This is Game 2 between New Mexico State and Grand Canyon. I will have the box score pulled up as well, in case I need to reference it. But the Lopes with the ball to start this one off, immediately getting it down low. That is their bread and butter, but it doesn't work this time with Lever's shot being off. Jabari Rice going the other way. Both Jabari Rice and Clayton Henry making their return for this 2-game series. Each of them were dealing with their own foot injuries. Wilfred Lakai letting a fly from deep, no good. Now that this series is over, next up on the schedule for New Mexico State is a 2-game quote-unquote home series against Cal Baptist that's going to be played at Eastwood High School in El Paso this Friday and Saturday. The plan is for me to be able to attend, so looking forward to bringing you guys live coverage. You see Johnny McCants with the ball down low. So Wilfred Lakai flips it up and in. Similar to game one, Lakai gets the start and comes out to a hot start. He's someone who really led the way for the Aggies early on in this one, starting in place of Donnie Tillman, who is healthy, is active. He did play in both of these games. However, Coach Jans opted to not start him, to bring him off the bench. You see Abjorn Midgar, that's too easy down low for the 7-footer. The Wichita State transfer. So we got quick stoppage, it looks like here. Now Evan Gilliard II walking the ball up the court for New Mexico State. Not a whole lot of news to report on for the Aggies today. Only thing that is notable is that the team did go and practice at Eastwood High School today for the first time. They returned today, and they're going to be here on Thursday. As you see Wilfred Lakai with another bucket. So they're not staying overnight in El Paso. They're going to travel out to El Paso the day of the game on Friday, since tip-off time is 7 p.m. So they should be back in Cruces right now. One notable takeaway from that practice is that we saw that Mayan Kerr was participating in practices. Now he's missed the last 3 games for New Mexico State with a bruised tailbone. He missed the game against Western New Mexico and these 2 against Grand Canyon, even though he was supposed to play this, or at least he was expected to, according to Coach Jans, but it appears as if he just wasn't as far ahead of his timeline as we had thought, so it takes a little bit longer for him to get back. Rashawn Aggie also working out for the Aggies. We really haven't gotten too much info on why he hasn't been playing. I think it's just a matter of the rotation as to why he hasn't been getting PT. Doesn't look like it's an injury because he has been participating in shoot-arounds before these games. He's also participating in practice today, so we'll see if he gets any PT in this series against Cal Baptist. But they're going to need people to step up without a doubt. It is a good Lancers team. Juicy Lakai, first 7 points for the Aggies, all coming from the Casper college transfer. Similar to that last game, I believe he had 7 of the first 10. I might be wrong, but I think he might have had 7 or 8 of the first 10 in game 1. So coming out swinging, has a tough matchup going up against a guy like Alessandro Lieber or Abjorn Midgar, but he handled it well in this series. We got a foul on the floor here. Oh, this is the foul that caused a bit of controversy. Now, this ended up being a flagrant foul on Johnny McCants. We just saw that replay there. Got his arms locked up. You see Johnny's questioning why that's on him. And I believe we're going to have a stoppage for a little while here. These videos are normally provided to us by NM Aggie Athletic Archive. However, they haven't uploaded Game 2 just yet. So what I went ahead and I did is I went and found the live stream the Grand Canyon did, because actually they live stream their games, which is really convenient, so shout out to them. And I just edited out the commercial breaks and stuff like that. I didn't edit out these. Parts. I probably should have, but it looks like they're going to talk things over here. This did ultimately become a flagrant foul on Johnny McCants. I don't know if we're going to see that replay again, but bit of a questionable call. Just seems like their arms got locked up, but nonetheless, it is on Johnny. Appreciate everybody for tuning in, seeing people starting to roll in. Thank you so much. Especially when it's games that New Mexico State loses, I appreciate you guys for still stopping by. I kind of know going into it that on games that the Aggies win, the views are going to be a little bit higher, which is fine. Either way, I'll still be doing them. There we go. We got a replay there. It just looked like they got locked up while boxing out. I don't think there was any bad intentions for either one of them. Yeah, it's an interesting call by the refs there. But 7-4, New Mexico State with 17:06 on the clock. I'll go ahead and pull up these stats just in case I do need to reference them. course, after the game also, we'll be looking up final stats, quotes from the team. We only talked to Jans on this one. There we go, got that set up. You can see the cardboard cutouts there filling up the gym. Really did feel like a packed place at that one. Just under 1,000 people. I believe it was 900 students were allowed to go to this one. So you got Cameron Montano says, "Evening, Justin." Good evening, Cameron. Appreciate you for tuning in. You got this prolonged stoppage here. I feel your pain, Grinch. That's the expression a lot of us had on our faces while this is going on. You just want to get back to the game at this point. Yep, same there. I'm forgetting her name. I'm gonna be mad at myself for forgetting her name. But from don't tell me I'm gonna forget the name. I just binge watched this show. Is it Arrest? No, Parks and Rec. Parks and Rec. Okay, this shouldn't have taken me that long. I apologize for that. Yeah, just recently started binge watching that show. Talking things over with the coaches. Getting things sorted out here. Very lengthy pause on this one. I really should have cut this one out. Cameron Montano, what's been going on with the Warriors lately? They're about an average team. I mean, that's kind of what I was expecting. The good thing is that Wiggins has been shooting the ball a lot better. Oubre's starting to play a little bit better as well. Those are two guys that were awful, honestly, at the start of it. So we finally got the game going on again. Yeah, it's good to see them start to turn things up. You know, when Draymond came back, I think that was a really big boost for them because, you know, everything that he brings to the table defensively, just leadership-wise. But at the end of the day, they're going to be one of those teams competing for an 8 seed or be just outside of that, I think. Honestly, as a fan, as much as I like or have gotten used to seeing the Warriors win, I would prefer that they be a lottery team again this year because I think it is a really deep draft. I'd like to see them bring in a couple more young prospects to go alongside Wiseman, but it's going to be about an average year for the Warriors. We got the ball inbound here to Oscar Freyer, corner pocket, no good. Aggie's going the other way. Jabari Rice with the basketball here, pushing the tempo. They're going to slow it down a bit. Cameron Montano here, James Wiseman was injured. Yeah, I think it was something like about 10 days or something like that. Or at least that's what it was estimated. Yeah, I mean, they're not trying to compete for anything this year, so if he has anything, I'm fine with them playing it safe, keeping him out for a while. Really for any of the guys. It's the same as last year. Like I know there was talks of like Klay Thompson trying to come back, or even Steph before he ultimately did. I was fine with them just playing it safe, you know, sitting out the rest of the year. There's no need to try to push these guys this season. So we got Jabari Rice with the basketball here, 9-4 in favor of New Mexico State. Same as game one, they come out to a hot start. Then cool off as we see the turnover there. Let's see this one. It's Clayton Henry going up for it. Looking to see if it was inside the rim still. 5-point lead for the Aggies. Blackshear getting into the lane. He can get out to Mikey Dixon. A little step back shot. Can't get that one to fall, but that's a nice move by Dixon. One of the better shot creators for Grand Canyon, able to put it on the deck and create for himself. You see Midgard down low, a little turnaround shot. That's too easy for the 7-footer. Even up against, I believe, was that Will guarding him? Yeah, it looks like it was Will guarding him. Will did give some good minutes for the Aggies in this series. I don't have his averages just off the top of my head, but provided some valuable backup minutes. You would imagine, though, that once once Mine Curtis come back, He'll be taking up a good amount of McNair's minutes. So you see the 3-point shot there by Lever. That's too easy. Guy came into the series shooting over 40% from deep as a 6'2" power forward. Really, the top of the arc or that range is a sweet spot there. It's not a big boost, but Kerr will be a little bit more mobile than McNair, so he might be able to hang a little bit better on the perimeter for guys like that. So you see a little step back shot there by Jason King, no good. Good move to free up space though. The Snead State transfer. Another guy who's gotten some PT just with the lack of depth for the Aggies in this one. He's been one of those guys that's been thrown in and had to get a bigger role than maybe expected right out of the gate. And I've said it before, a lot of these guys have shown flashes. You look at guys like Jason, CJ Roberts, Kalen Williams, even though I don't think Kalen played in this second game. Yeah, they've shown flashes, but the thing Jans keeps going back to is that, you know, I just need to see it on a more consistent basis in order to really gain trust out of these new guys. He's really said that, like, I'm pretty sure every single press conference for the past 3 or 4 times that we talked to him. You know, it's all about just gaining trust in these guys a little bit more, seeing something out of them on a more consistent basis. Like, Kai's really been the one that's done the best job of that, but even then, he's cooled off after hot starts in both of these games in the second half of them. See a 3-point shot there. It gives the lead to Grand Canyon. Chance McMillian, I think, with that 3-point shot. Let's check that out real quick. Yep, Chance McMillian. Pass to Jabari Rice on the wing. Gets it down low to Donnie. He will get fouled. Something that the Aggies did a really good job of in game 1 was being aggressive, driving into the lane, penetrating, and getting rewarded with free throws. Didn't see nearly enough of that in this game, although this is a good play here by Tillman to get in there. I just saw a lot of them settling for 3-point shots. Didn't really push the tempo too much in this contest. So you got CJ Roberts checking in. For Jabari Rice. Jabari Rice fresh off that Jones fracture in his right foot. Not bad performances by him or Clayton. I mean, the whole team wasn't really shooting the ball too well, so they weren't either, but I guess you can't really point them out, you know, single them out. But still, both of them should be getting better as they get back into that game shape, you know. And even then, defensively, like, you see Clayton here doing a good job of sticking to his man. Both of them probably the 2 best defenders on the team, so they were still contributing in that aspect as well. Tillman with the ball here, immediately trying to back down Lever. Gets it out to McNair, and he's looking for someone to give it to here. Clayton with the basketball here, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Gets it down low to McNair. Really not even looking to back down or try to score there. Still looking for McNair to just create for himself a little bit more, man. To be just more aggressive down low. Seems like as soon as he gets the ball, he's instantly looking for someone to give it off to, you know. So we got the bucket there. I think that was Blackshear who just got that one. But CJ Roberts with the basketball now on the other end. 14-11 Grand Canyon. 12:42 on the clock. Wide open shot for Gilliard. That one's no good. Rebound by McMillian. And just a ridiculous up and under. Is this Sean Miller Moore? This might be Sean Miller Moore. Yes, it is. Ridiculous up and under by him to get around Donnie Tillman. And yeah, just like game 1, Aggies come out on fire And Grand Canyon responds. 16-11 Lopes with 12:30 to go in this first half. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Checking out this live stream with me. Just taking a quick look at Twitter right now. Apologize. Just seeing my Texas Longhorns lose. For those of you who don't know, I graduated from UT Austin in 2018. They played Baylor today, number 2 Baylor. It's pretty close. I think they actually had the lead for a brief moment in the second half early on. But they just lost right now. That was it 83-69, that said? 83-69. Still, though, pretty good season for Texas so far. Ranked number 6. So you got Clayton Henry with the ball, gets it down low to Johnny McCants. And we got something on the floor here. Got a foul on, I do not know number 30's name, Gabe McLaughlin. I should know his name. He had a pretty good game in this one, actually. He had something like 8 points, something like that. Johnny McCants with the ball here. 16 on the shot clock. We got another stop here. Yeah, Robert's another guy who did show some pretty good glimpses or flashes during this series. And he's in a pretty tough position because with a lack of size right now in this backcourt, outside of like Jabari Rice, CJ's having to play that backup 2 spot when he's really more of a point guard. So we see Donnie stumbling there, and that's going to go Grand Canyon's way. Yeah, he's really more of a point guard, so he's having to adjust to that 2 spot. Being undersized, I think he's only at, how tall is CJ? CJ's like 6'1", I think. I want to say CJ's 6'1". Not the best size for a shooting guard. Yeah, 6'1". So we got Moore with the basketball here. Gets it to Blackshear in the corner, it looks like. No good there, but McLaughlin gets the rebound. Yeah, Grand Canyon did a much better job of working on the glass in this one. You could tell that was definitely a point of emphasis after really getting killed on the boards in game 1. So we got a foul there on mid-guard. Negates that mid-range jumper by Javon Blackshear. Dylan Olson, appreciate you for tuning in. He says, does everyone on the squad get an extra year of eligibility? Yeah, so that's what the NCAA ruled, that everybody gets an extra year. Don't know how it's going to affect New Mexico State, which guys are planning on staying or anything like that. Anytime Jans is asked about it, he pretty much says, I'm really not even talking about it with the team. It's just way too early in the season for them to be looking that far ahead, but that is an option for these guys. 5-point lead for the Lopes. McLaughlin with the ball here. 15 on the shot clock. Blackshear now driving. A little mid-range shot. That's something that he's really been working on. Honestly, just working on his offensive game. Wasn't the best scoring threat last season. Really was a facilitator first and foremost. But the shot's been getting better. Speaking of the shot, Donnie Tillman, corner pocket rocket, 4-point game. Yeah, Blackshear just continues to really round out his game. I've said it before, but he's becoming one of the guys who I enjoy watching the most in the WAC. I'm not going to say my favorite player because, I don't like putting into that terms, but just in terms of guys whose game I like to watch. He just does a little bit of everything. Great facilitator, crashes the glass pretty well considering he's only standing at 5'10". He's active on the boards. And only a sophomore. Dylan Olsen says, appreciate it, no problem. Glothin with the and one here. Free throw is good. 21-14, Grand Canyon with 10-13 left in this first half. Aggies still searching for their first Division I win of the season. Deep 2 by Tillman in the corner. That one's no good. However, Henry's able to chase that one down. Leads to a three-point shot by Lakai, which is no good. More effort on the glass. Aggie's still hustling, getting those extra opportunities. So you got Jabari driving and thriving. Good take by the redshirt junior, the preseason WAC player of the year. It's a tough take over, I believe that was, is that Midgard that he got that one over? Freyer, right wing shot, no good. We got Gerald Dokes in the game, that looks like. Right, is that Gerald? Yep, that looks like Gerald Dokes in the contest. I don't think he played in the first game. I might be wrong. He might have played for a minute or two. But either way, early PT for him in this one. Someone who I'm pretty high on, the true freshman, made his debut earlier this week against Western New Mexico in Jacksonville, Arkansas. It is a bit surprising, though, that Dokes got this playing time above somebody like Kalen Williams. Because it's not like Kalen had been playing bad. Kalen had been playing some pretty good basketball. But I don't think he played in this one. I don't think he got any minutes in this contest. I could be wrong. Let me see. He's not dealing with any injuries or anything like that, Kalen Williams. So let's see. Yeah, no PT for Kalen Williams. One of the, I post like the final box score after all of these games on Twitter, and one of the just fan accounts or something like that had replied to it saying like, no Kalen Williams, how do you not play Kalen Williams? And Kalen actually responded to that. He said, I think he said like, we good, or something like that. So good to see him, I guess be willing to take whatever role he gets here. But yeah, I definitely think that he could have gotten some PT in this one. Just a little bit more established than Dokes, but either way, they're looking for contributions from anybody, honestly, right now with the they're searching for guys that they can trust a little bit more. As you got the turnover there. Javon Blackshear Jr. going the other way. Dokes defending him. Gets it down low to Midgard. That's a rare miss from him down low. He entered this series shooting about 75% from the floor, which is ridiculous. I think it was like 74 point some percent. Yeah, the guy is just ridiculously efficient down low. I mean, his shot selection is great. He's going to push around on the blocks, get into his spots, and then a little turnaround shot, dunk, stuff like that, real high percentage opportunities. It's good to see McNair getting some of these minutes here, because he's really the only guy on this team that matches up well with Midgard. Size, in terms of size, matches up, and then Midgard isn't someone who's going to get outside of the paint like Lever will. So that's good for McNair, because McNair isn't the type of guy that's going to be defending out on the perimeter. 23-19, Grand Canyon with 7:53 left in this first half. Appreciate everybody for tuning in to this one. This is game 2 between New Mexico State and Grand Canyon from this past weekend. Part of our Aggie Rewind series. And this upcoming Monday and Tuesday, I'll be rewatching the Cal Baptist games. That's set for this Friday and Saturday. Which the plan is to go out and attend those games, so that'll be fun, at Eastwood High School in El Paso, Texas. Haven't gotten to see the court yet. So when I go out on Friday, that'll be my first time getting to see it. Looking forward to it. I've seen the photos. 2,000 seat venue. Looks pretty good. I mean, for a high school gym, I think that's about as good as you can get, honestly. Recently renovated, as of I think 2 years ago. Lever looking for the ball here. Gets it to Mikey Dixon. Shot clock winding down. It's a blow by and almost a finish, but it's going to be a foul on McNair, it looks like. Yeah, again, Dixon's ability to just put the ball on the floor, create for himself. Definitely a foul there on McNair. So we got the contact. It's 2 free throws for the St. John's transfer. Really had a breakout year with Grand Canyon last season. Was on the preseason All-WAC second team, I believe, for the media. Heading into this year. Free throw is good, and it's a 6-point lead for the Lopes. Alex M., appreciate you for tuning in, says, have they said anything yet regarding fans in Eastwood? They had not. They have not said anything just yet. We got Wilfred Lakai with the ball up top. Or sorry, Jabari Rice. Clayton Henry on the wing, no good. Dixon with the rebound. Lopes going the other way, gets it to Midgard down low. That's going to be a back down, turnaround shot. Yep. You know what to expect from the 7-footer when he gets the ball down low. And hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know. Goes in 75% of the time, so it's too easy for him. Really looks like so far, if the season ended today, he would be the WAC player of the year. Just, in my opinion, barely narrowing out or edging Fardaws Amok out of Utah Valley. It's pretty close between those two, but just with the way the Lopes are record-wise, I think you got to give it to him. Dixon attacking, no foul call, and it's going the other way. Gilliard with the basketball, gets it out to Jabari Rice. They're going to slow things down here. Corner shot for Henry. That's a tough one over Midgard there. Not the best shot selection in that one. As you can see right here, McNair. A big guy doing all he can, but that's too easy for Midgard there. Nice little turnaround shot. And that's about all you can do, honestly, if you're McNair. 8 points, 4 for 5 shooting so far. Jabari Rice, top of the arc, got it to go down. Big one for the Aggies there. 27-22. You see, trying to rally the troops a little bit. 5:38 left in this first half. We got Lever looking for that matchup against Wilfred Lakai down low. Still looking for Wilfred to get a little bit stronger. Plays like that, you know, other big men are just going to immediately try to back you down. So you see Tillman with the ball here. He has Javon Blackshear guarding him. Good find down low to Lakai for the bucket. Aggressiveness out of the Casper College transfer. It's what you like to see out of him. I do still think that Tillman will eventually reclaim his starting spot, but even when that happens, Lakai is going to be probably, or one of the more consistent guys to contribute for them. Definitely the most off the bench if he is to go back to that second unit. So they are looking for... Are they calling this one on Midgard? It looks like it. Evan Gilliard really good at selling those types of plays. Excellent at stepping in front, drawing charges. Also rolling off of screens. Gilliard going the other way for New Mexico State. It's a 3-point game. Aggies trailing with 3:50 left in this first half. Looking for someone. He finds Donnie Tillman now. Jabari Rice up top. 7 on the shot clock. Finds Gilliard. He's got to move. Mid-range pull-up wide right. We're going to have a rebound there by, is that Sean Miller-Moore? I believe so. So tomorrow at 5 p.m. Mountain Time, we will have episode 11 or 12 of Straight Shooter. I think it's 11 now. But that'll be published tomorrow. Still haven't been able to set something up with Marcus Watson. He's the guy I wanted to talk to for this week. Just had a really big problem trying to set up player interviews lately. But hoping I can get that tomorrow and then just put it into the podcast, because the podcast is already recorded. But that'll be tomorrow, giving my takeaways from the series. I'll be doing my WAC predictions, so predictions for the matchups around the WAC this week, and then previewing the Cal Baptist series and giving my prediction for that as well. So make sure to check that out tomorrow at 5 p.m. Also, another one, the second, or not episode, I guess, but I recently started the Sun U Spotlight, which is a series where every week I highlight a player from New Mexico State and just break down everything he brings to the table for the Aggies. I look over film from the past games, provide those in the articles and kind of just go into detail on those plays, stuff like that. Last week we started that off with Gerald Dokes, just looking over his Aggie debut in the game against Western New Mexico. And tomorrow is going to be Wilfred Lakai, so he's going to be our Sun U Spotlight player. So make sure to check that out. That article is going to be on lcsunnews.com, and it is going to be subscriber only. We're starting to make a bit of a push to make stuff more subscriber only rather than like metered content. So right now, even if you don't have a subscription, I think you get like 5 free views or something like that per month for our articles. As you see, Lakai knocking it down. But this is the one that didn't make it in time. Got waved off. Yeah, but we're trying to do a little bit more subscriber-only content just to encourage you guys to subscribe to it. It is only $3 for the first 3 months, so hopefully you guys will subscribe to the Sun News. If you do, that Sun News Spotlight is one of the pieces of premium content, I guess, that you'll be getting. But things like game articles, like for instance, when I was out covering this game, those are still going to be available for you guys, even if you don't have the subscription. It's going to be the metered content, just what it's normally been. But there's just going to be some added exclusive content, like the Sun U Spotlight, that'll be subscriber only. So yeah, that'll be tomorrow. Wilfred Lakai will be the Sun U Spotlight player, in addition to the podcast will be out tomorrow as well. So a whole lot being put out. Gonna be a long night. I need to write that whole Wilfred Lakai thing after this, and then edit the podcast after this as well. So plenty of work to do. As they are looking this one over, but this one was ultimately waved off. Just barely didn't get it off. So right now it says 29 apiece, but it will be 29-26 Grand Canyon with 2:27 on the clock. I probably should have edited out this part here. Again, normally NM Aggie Athletic Archive has these videos with all these stoppages edited out, but they didn't have Game 2 uploaded just yet, which is fine. So I went and found the Grand Canyon live stream and then edited out all the commercials and stuff like that. Not really sure why they're using this angle. This doesn't really show much. There we go. Yeah, it looks like it was just still on the tip of his hands there. So they're saying no good on that one. So 3-point lead still for Grand Canyon. Tough break for Lakai and the Aggies there. You love the confidence though. With the shot clock winding down, the Lakai is calling for that basketball and letting it fly from deep at 6'9", letting it fly from deep. It's not in time on that one. It's 3-point lead for the Lopes. And make that 6. Alessandro Lever doing his thing from distance. Definitely a catch and shoot threat on the perimeter. Cannot forget about him or he will make you pay, which he did multiple times throughout this series. So we got Rice with the ball here. Getting it to Clayton Henry. 1:52 left in this first half of game 2 between these squads. Tillman attacking. Got it to go down over McLaughlin, I believe. We got Blackshear with the basketball here. I don't know how many minutes Blackshear is averaging per game this season, but it feels like he's out on the court the whole game. I haven't checked the minutes for either of the games from this series for him. But maybe it's just me. It feels like he's out there the whole time. Like off the top of my head, I really can't think of who the backups would be. I guess maybe McMillian plays a little bit of backup one. But yeah, big role for Blackshear Jr. without a doubt. Gilliard with the basketball here, swinging it around to Clayton Henry in the corner. That's a good look, but it is far right. Blackshear gets the rebound. Levy had 7 rebounds in this one. Again, 5'10". But working on the glass, and then Freyer's ability to just elevate. Guy just seems to glide through the air. He had that, really the dagger in game 1 with that alley-oop from Mikey Dixon. We got a turnover there. A couple of just really bad turnovers by the Aggies in this first half. Just throwing the ball away. And Blackshear is going to wisely let this one run down before getting one last opportunity. Stephen M says, hello, what have I missed? Appreciate you for tuning in, Stephen. Not too much. First half in the books here in terms of Aggie news. Team practiced at, as you see, almost a Vivek slam there, no good. 36-28 at halftime. The team practiced at Eastwood High School today for the first time. They are back in Cruces right now, so they're not staying all the way through until Saturday. They'll travel out there to El Paso on game day on Friday. But yeah, team practice there, and Mine Kerr did participate in practices, which is a good sign since he's missed the past 3 games with a bruised tailbone. Looks as if he's going to be a game time decision for this one. We got Jaquan Scott updates. No update for you, my man. No update. I honestly haven't even looked up anything on Jaquan Scott in a while. So we got the second half here. Evan Gilliard with the ball now. I will say that New Mexico State's got a lot of incoming guys to be excited about. Karan Oliver from Phoenix Prep has been looking really good this year. With Sean White, I think he started off at Polk State and is at Chippewa College. Maybe it's reverse. I think he started off at Polk State. I'm not sure. No, it was reverse. He started off at Chippewa. Either way, JUCO guy, looked pretty good at the JUCO level. He'll be coming in next season as well. Some good incoming talent for the Aggies, without a doubt. He's got Gilliard with the ball here, down by 8 with 19:10 left in this contest. You got that one no good, but it is going to be a foul, and that's what you're looking at. That's what you're looking for the Aggies here. Just penetrate. Grand Canyon fouls at a pretty high rate, which we saw in game 1. It just looks like the Aggies really strayed away from that in this contest. Not a whole lot of contact there in that one, but it does get rewarded. Dylan Olsen, any incoming bigs next season? Well, LaShawn White is considered a power forward. I believe I think he's at about 6'7". But he's somebody who is really just a finisher around the rim. He's a rim runner. A lot of lobs, a lot of just slam dunks. Not a whole lot outside of the paint. but crazy athletic. He's one of the incoming bigs for them. And pretty much the rest of them are guards. Karan Oliver is a guard. There's one more guy who I'm blanking on that maybe you guys can bring it up if you remember it. I write articles on any of the guys that come in, but I'm forgetting on one of them. But I think Ashawn is the only big man that I can think of that's coming in. It is committed at least. So you got Johnny McCants with the ball here, going to work down low on mid-guard. And again, just a bit of a lazy pass leads to a turnover with Mikey Dixon finishing. That's about the third or fourth one that we've seen so far in this game for New Mexico State where just a bit of a lazy pass leads to a turnover or throwing it out of bounds. A little too casual with the ball. You see Lakai looking for the open man. John McCant's going to let it fly. This video is lagging a little bit. I apologize for that. It's fully downloaded, so that's just what the actual video looks like. Let's see. It's going to bother me that I don't remember who that other guy is that's coming in for New Mexico State, because there's one more who committed, I think, pretty closely to when Karan Oliver did. Let me see. I really should have an article that kind of, just keeps track of all the incoming guys. Maybe there isn't another one. I think it was just Gerald Oaks. Who's obviously already on the team. Yeah. Karan and Ishan are the two ones that are coming in next season. Yeah, those are the only two right now. Stephen M. Justin needs high-speed internet. It's normally good, to be fair. It's normally good. I don't know why it's slowing down right now. And Sean White, 6'7", 2-star overall, 220 pounds. A little bit of info from Steven. Yeah, he's definitely athletic, which New Mexico State's been bringing in a lot of guys that are freak athletes. My only thing is that at 6'7", at the 4 spot, you look at a lot of guys that New Mexico State's been bringing in. Wilfer Lakai being a great example, but even guys who have been here for a while, like Johnny McCants. If you're going to be at that 4 spot for the Aggies, it's probably best if you're able to spread the floor a little bit better. You know, even like C.J. Bobbitt last season was doing that for him. And Ashawn's just not that guy just yet. I don't know. He could add it to his game, but more of somebody who's going to be inside the paint. And, I just don't know how that's going to fit so far. But it would definitely be a big help if he could even just get like a mid-range shot or something like that, just so the paint isn't fully clogged up. I don't know who's going to be paired up with in the front court next season, but yeah, at 6'7", I think you got to be able to step outside of the paint, because you're not going to be able to just bully ball people like you were doing at the JUCO level, at 6'7", because he does do a lot of bully ball down low. He's a strong guy, but yeah, hopefully he can develop a little bit more of a jump shot just outside of the painted area. Stephen M. showing some more stats for Karan Oliver. 6'4", 185 pounds, 2-star prospect. Yeah, 2 stars, but the film has been looking really good. His stock has been going up without a doubt, and he's a stat stuffer. He's a dude that plays both sides of the ball. Crazy hang time. He's able to get some pretty crazy blocks around the rim, dunks. 3-point shot needs to be a little bit more consistent, but the shot isn't bad by any means. He can still score the ball for sure. But steals, diving for the loose ball, he's just an energy guy. So I think it'll be a good fit. And at 6'4", being able to play at that 2 spot, Aggies don't really have a whole lot of guys in the backcourt with height, which is what we were talking about with like C.J. Roberts having to play at the 2, even though he's probably more of a 1 since he's only 6'1". So Karan definitely, I think, is going to be a good fit for them. So you got a little stoppage here. Look at Evan Gilgard II there. What's the story on Aggie? Asked Stephen M. I don't think there's much of a story on him. He's been participating in practices. Um, it looks like it's rotational that he hasn't been playing. I haven't heard of any injuries. Anytime that we ask Jans on injury updates, G's name isn't mentioned. Um, he's like participating in shoot arounds and stuff before the games. He was participating in the practice at Eastwood today. So, um, I'm not sure what it is. I mean, even like last season, you look at Willie McNair when he was a redshirt freshman. There were games where he was just scratches. He just didn't play, and that was even when the team was dealing with all of those injuries as well. Um, there's games where it's just a coach's decision. So that's what I think it is, because I haven't heard anything about an injury for Rashawn. But yeah, that's what it's looking like for him. We got Tillman with the ball here. Gets it to Evan Gilliard. Jabari Rice, wide open shot at the top of the arc. No good. But another offensive rebound for the Aggies. This time there's a three by Gilliard, and that one is also off. Sticking with New Mexico State, though, it looks like. Appreciate everybody for tuning in for this one. As always, thank you so much. Looking forward to going out to El Paso this weekend, covering this series. Should be a good one against Cal Baptist. I don't want to preview it too much because I'll be doing that in my podcast tomorrow, which is being published at 5 p.m. But highest scoring team in the WAC. Guys like Reed Nottage, Ty Rowell, Trey Armstrong. Their backcourt, they got a lot of scorers in their backcourt. Just hoopers, dudes who are walking buckets. And then down low, Gorjak Gak has been playing really well. He is the Florida transfer. He dealt with a lot of injuries at Florida, but he's been healthy so far, and he's been looking good. I want to say he's 7 flat, might be 6'11", but big guy at the 5 spot. As you see Clayton Henry knocking down that 3-point shot. So, yeah, it's a good Cal Baptist team, and it's not a true like home environment for New Mexico State either. So I don't really know how much of an edge, if anything, that is for them. Both teams are traveling for the game. So yeah, it should be a good one. Lancers did just recently lose to, it was Dixie State or Tarleton State. I forget which one it was. I want to say it was Tarleton State. I'm not sure. Both of them got their first wins of the season. First WAC wins of the season last week. So I'm getting confused who they played. But yeah, that was pretty surprising to see them split that series. I'm sure one of you guys could tell me which one they lost to. So we got a 9-point lead for Grand Canyon with 14:50 left in this one. Lopes with the basketball here. So we got Dixon up top. That one is no good. It's Sean Miller Moore chasing it down. I got Blackshear with the ball in the corner. Swinging it around. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Someone's got to pull it here. Is it going to be Moore? Yes, it will, but we got to charge first and foremost on Moore. Let's see, who was that took that charge? Is that Clayton? Couldn't really see who that was there. I do have it on mute, so again, sometimes I'm going to be lost on stuff. But I've been able to find it to where I can have the volume on and you guys can still hear me. So either way, New Mexico State with the ball, down by 9, 14-10 left in this one. Only 5 turnovers for Grand Canyon. Taking pretty good care of the basketball. And that's really tough. They're a really efficient team when it comes to how they shoot the basketball. So one of the few weak spots, I guess, is that they are prone to turning it over. You see Jabari Rice with the three-pointer, but they're going to call a foul there on Jabari. Yeah, really one of the few weaknesses on offense for them is that they are prone to turning the ball over. So when they're not doing that, it's really hard to keep up with them on the scoreboard. So I guess they were saying that Jabari stuck out his leg on this one. Is that what it was? Or that he pushed him off a bit? I'm not sure what that is, but they call a foul on Jabari there. 3-point shot is still good, though, and it's an 11-0 run for New Mexico State. Getting back into this one after a strong start to the second half by Grand Canyon. Turnaround shot, though. Again, nothing you can do about that with Abjor and Midgard. Clayton Henry from that same spot. Jabari just hit it from, although that one is no good. Lopes with the ball, up by 8 points, 13 minutes on in the game. Let's see, Midgard with the bucket down low. I mean, just feed him down low. There's not much you can do against him. Just virtually unstoppable. Shooting about 75% from the floor. Tillman with the ball here. And right around now is where New Mexico State really just started to let it fly from deep. Not a whole lot of penetration after this point. And I mean, you're down by 10. You're trying to keep up, trying to chip away. Also, when you're a little bit more tired, fatigued, you're not going to be driving in as much. But the shot just was not falling from deep for New Mexico State. We got Tillman getting a breather there. Let me see. This thing is slowing down a little bit here. I don't know why it's doing this. Let me exit out of that. See if that helps. Give me 1 second, folks. Let's see. Try closing this other tab here. See, that helps a little bit. Looks a little bit better already. Yeah, normally don't have that problem with it lagging. Don't know why it's doing that. Do I gotta upgrade my internet speed? We might have to. 10-point lead. It does look a lot better now. Looks like it's rolling pretty smoothly. Think we're good now, folks. Think we're good now. 12 minutes left for this contest here as the Lopes are trying to improve to 6-0 in WAC play. Bullet pass there by Midgard and a little bit of an awkward floater there by Lever. Lopes with the best record in the WAC, both overall and just in conference play. Meanwhile, the Aggies 3-2 at this point, prior to the end of this game. Trying to get their first D1 win. Not sure if I mentioned this in the last live stream. I'm pretty sure I did, but the team is still working on getting a rescheduled date for the series against UTRGV. So that's something that I'll be, just keeping an eye on. The way it's looking right now, it would have to be in the middle of a week because everybody's weekends are booked right now. All the games for WAC play are Friday and Saturday. But hopefully they can get that one in there. Not just because they need games to help them become tournament eligible, but just because, it's good competition. Let's go up against UTRGV. They're 2-0 in WAC play, so Them and Grand Canyon, those are the only two undefeated teams in WAC play so far, or left. We see Clayton heading with the bucket. And they're going up against each other this weekend. Down in Edinburgh, Texas, in my hometown. Grand Canyon's traveling out there. At the Bert Ogden Arena, so not the normal arena for UTRGV on campus. It's normally where the RGV Vipers play, but they are actually in Orlando right now at the same bubble that the NBA season or playoffs was at, because they got the G League playoffs going on soon. That's where Trevelyan Queen is at, the New Mexico State alum. He's on the roster for the Vipers. I wish they did have UTRGV on the road, though. It'd be cool to get to go back home for a couple days. I only have like an aunt and uncle that still live down there. It used to be my whole like extended family lived down there. When my immediate family moved up to San Antonio, I think it was like my junior year of high school, a lot of my extended family also moved up there. So now like everybody's in San Antonio pretty much. So I wouldn't be seeing a whole lot of family when I go down there, but it's always cool to go back to your hometown. So maybe next year, I guess, because I'm assuming next year we'll be back to the one game at home, one game on the road format. You know, right now it's just a back-to-back to limit traveling with everything going on. But yeah, I didn't get to go to Edinburgh last year for the series, but hopefully next year. So we got a foul there on Jabari. It looks like he lost the ball, but then he couldn't be the next person to touch it. So he tried to just box out there. 8-point lead for Grand Canyon with 10:20 left in this one. Stephen M., he's still a legend in South Texas. That's funny. Yeah, I really don't get to go down there nearly as often as I'd like. Like I said, because I just don't have a whole lot of family there anymore. So, like, even when it's around Christmas time and stuff like that. Well, actually, we still have some family down in, like, Port Isabel, Texas. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that. It's a big, like, spring break place. South Padre Island is right where it's next to. So we'll still go down there. It's like maybe an hour south of Edinburgh. But for the most part, whole family's in San Antonio, so. I get some people who are like, oh, didn't you tell me you're from San Antonio? And sometimes I do. Sometimes I'll just say I'm from San Antonio. Because everybody knows where San Antonio is. But, yeah, I mean, both of them are technically, I consider both of them home. You got McCants with the ball here, spinning and getting fouled. Hopefully I'll get to go out to Stephenville, Texas, though. I know that's where Tarleton State's at. The Aggies are going to be traveling there this season. I'm hoping that since we haven't done a whole lot of traveling this year, meaning like our reporters for the Sun News, because, you know, New Mexico State football isn't playing right now. So I think we have enough budget, I would hope so, to where they can send me out for some of these games. I didn't get to travel too much last year. You know, outside of like UTEP and UNM, I think I went to Arizona and Grand Canyon, but I'm hoping that I'll get to go out to like, you know, Seattle, Washington. They still got to play the Red Hawks out there. Tarleton State is the other one, and then Dixie State out in St. George, Utah. So hopefully I'll be able to go out to those. That'd be cool. I love traveling. Like getting to go out to this Phoenix trip was nice. It's just good to get out, man. I really don't get out too much. I really just stay at my place pretty often now since everything, since the pandemic started. I try not to go out too much. So it's good to get to go out of state. Not really a fan of the idea of flying, so that's why like this Phoenix trip we drove, but you know, if I were to go to Seattle, we'd have to fly, obviously. 8-point lead with 9 minutes left in this one. You see Coach Drew not happy about that one. Look at Alessandro Lever there. He's getting a break now. What was the call here? That's what I was. As we were saying, a little bit of, you know, Evan will sell it. Evan will definitely sell it. They definitely weren't going to give it to a back-to-back plays there. You can see nothing called there. Blackshear's complaining about it too. Evan is definitely good at selling those calls. So we got Alex M asking, thoughts on UNM canceling the SDSU games today? Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I know it's a developing thing that Jeff Grammer is still trying to get a confirmation on the guys that are opting out. But that's a crazy situation, man. It's just sad to see that those guys have been put in that situation where they can't play at home. They're getting all these games canceled, similar to like New Mexico State. You could see how that would definitely take a toll on people. I don't blame them if they do want to opt out. Doesn't help that they're not winning games either, But yeah, that's tough, man. You just I would think, even if you're a fan of New Mexico State, just rivalry aside, you gotta feel for those kids, man. That they're having to deal with all that. Same with New Mexico State, that they're having to deal with all this. So using C.J. Roberts with a good drive to the rim. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough. We'll see what happens with that. Luckily, Jeff is all over it. He does a great job covering the Lobos. So I'll definitely be keeping an eye out on all of that. So you got McLaughlin with the bucket down low. Or not down low, the mid-range shot there. Good game for him in this one. Finished with 9 points in this one off the bench. Roberts with the basketball here. Nice little crossover there. A bit of a crazy shot. Normally good around finishing around the rim, but not the best choice there. That's a bit. I didn't see this when it was live, but that was a kick ball. No, didn't. It looked like that bounced off the back heel of one of New Mexico State's guys. Yeah, I could have sworn, didn't that just bounce off the back heel of Johnny? Guess Aggies get away with that one, because they have the ball now. Because obviously if it's tipped or anything like that, you can go back and grab it. But if it's not tipped, then it's backcourt. But interesting call there, but I guess the ball don't lie as we get the turnover. Back to Grand Canyon, 10-point lead for the Lopes. Alex M, props to Mocha and staff to continue to push through and find ways to get things done this year. Yeah, it hasn't been easy, And also just props to other universities that have helped them along the way, props to Grand Canyon for, even though it didn't end up happening, they had an agreement to be at the, play their home games at the activity center there. UTEP letting them play against Western New Mexico. That's another thing that Mari was talking about, is that they've gotten an unprecedented amount of help from some of these other schools, so you got to give credit to them as well. But yeah, they're finding ways to make these games happen, finding ways to get them on TV and stuff like that in short notice. Not an easy job, without a doubt. So we see Evan trying to get the charge there, but not this time. Yeah, it looks like he was still moving. It's a good call. Blackshear, driving and thriving. Just plays with a great level of patience, man. For only a sophomore, that's really the impressive part about it. 12-point lead for the Lopes. They're starting to pull away in this one. This is the first time New Mexico State has been swept by a conference opponent since the 2011-2012 season. That's when they lost both games to Nevada. So it has been a while since New Mexico State has been in this position. Good save there by Johnny. Aggie's going the other way now. Gerald Dokes in the ball game. Gets the ball back here. Rocking number 55. I believe that was Sean Williams' number last year, right? He was also 55 last year. Not a very common number, but that's interesting that back-to-back years they've had different guys wearing that number. Sean Williams, I think, is out at, is it Nicholls State? I think he is. I want to say he is. He transferred out this past summer. Couple guys left. I remember Robert Brown ended up at Iona. I think he's been dealing with an injury though. I don't know exactly what it is. I haven't been following it too much. But if he's still dealing with it, hopefully he gets back out there on the court soon. He actually messaged me. I think it was before the Western New Mexico game, just like asking for the the link to the live stream or something like that. It was completely random. That was funny. Mikey Dixon with the ball here, down by 12. Up by 12, I should say. Just under 5 minutes left. Midgard gets it to Blackshear. Right back down low, and that's a turnaround shot. Surprising miss, though. You're surprised every time that he misses that shot. Normally goes down at such a high rate. Clayton Henry with the basketball here. Surprisingly enough, Clayton Henry was the only guy for New Mexico State in this series that had a positive plus-minus for both the games combined. I think he was at a +4. Because first game he was +5, second game he was -1, I think. Nobody else was in the positives. So that just goes to show his impact. Even when he's not hitting his three-point shots, defensively, big impact for him there. It's a pretty interesting stat there for the redshirt senior. But right there, just bulldozes. Is that McLaughlin? Yeah, just bulldozes McLaughlin. Cannot do that. They're not looking this over for like a flagrant, are they? Is that what they're doing? I have it on mute again, so I don't really remember them. Normally when there's not this much time left on the game, I'm trying to finish the article and stuff, so I don't remember a whole lot of these plays down the stretch. But surely this isn't a flagrant foul, right? Oh, no, they're reviewing if he was in the shooting motion when the foul happened. I'm not sure. We'll see right now. Alex M to see if they would still count the basket. Yeah, okay. So it's if he was getting the shot up in time. I was going to say that we already had the one on Johnny. Did they call the flagrant? I doubt they were calling him there. You got to look at all the cutouts. Phoebe from Friends, Larry Fitzgerald, Mr. Incredible. It's a nice gym, though. I'll tell you that. It is a nice gym. They do get pretty rowdy. Not a whole lot of social distancing going on, though. I'll tell you that. You can see this guy right there without his mask. Definitely not 6 feet apart. $900 fans in attendance for this one. Whole lot of students. See some guys with their mask below their nose. Not the best, man. Not the best. I had the pleasure of being right above all of them. And the media box is just right above the student section. We got McLaughlin with the free throw here. That one is good. We're in the bonus, but now I get the second one here. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you guys have enjoyed this live stream, please leave a like. Subscribe if you haven't. Always appreciate you guys doing that. Helps this channel grow and whatnot. And yeah, tomorrow, Straight Shooter at 5 p.m. will be here on our channel. Also, this upcoming Monday and Tuesday, we'll be rewatching the Cal Baptist game from this weekend. So, plenty of content here on this channel. See that three-point shot by Wilfred Lakai, no good. Lopes going the other way. Time is running out for New Mexico State in this one. Frere with the snatchback. He's going to hold off on that. Good find there by McLaughlin. That three-point shot by Blackshear is off. Yeah, I do need to look up the minutes that Blackshear played in this one, because it feels like he's out there this entire game. It's pretty crazy. So you got a kick out there. A wide open corner shot for Lakai, but it's no good. Clayton Henry getting rejected by Oscar Frere there. Let's see. That's weird. It's just listed as 38 plus minutes for Blackshear. But yeah, 38 plus minutes, so sat out for like a minute and change, I guess. Crazy. Deep shot as the shot clock expires by McLaughlin, and that one is off. 2:43 left as we get a break here. Yeah, that's a clean block by Frere. Aggies with the basketball here at GCU Arena in Phoenix, Arizona. About to go 0-2 in WAC play. Move down to 3-3 on the season. Meanwhile, Grand Canyon will be 12-3 on the season, I believe. 6-0 in WAC play after this. Clayton Henry at the charity stripe now. Bonus for the Aggies. Not nearly as many free throw attempts as game one, but then again, I think game one was a bit of an anomaly. I'd imagine it's going to be the most free throw attempts they shoot in a game all season. It's like 30-some. Tillman getting into the game, and Lakai getting a breather. Aggies pressing now, full court press. Dixon with the ball, and they will break it. Oh, but there is almost a turnover. It's going to stay with Grand Canyon, though, it looks like. Good hustle by Gilliard, though. .218 left in this one. Once this is over, I'll take a look at the final stats. I'll read them off for you guys. And then also we will go over quotes from Coach Jans, because we did talk to him after the game. So we'll go over that, and then we'll get out of here, folks. You see Frere with the bucket there. Someone with the ball now, swarmed by 3 Lopes defenders. Now he's got the one-on-one with Midgard. Really a brick wall, man, but a nice reverse layup by Tillman. Still gets it to go down. Crafty move by the really the journeyman from Utah to UNLV to New Mexico State now. 13-point ball game. Yeah, at this point, I really don't remember too much of these plays. At this point, I'm typing away. Um, Game ended for this one at around 9:15. Print deadline was 9:30. I want to say I submitted it at exactly 9:30. So yeah, at this point, I'm just typing. Ooh, Frayer feeling himself there. Bit of a heat check, but way off on that one. Pass to Tillman. Gets it to Johnny. They're swinging around the perimeter here. He's going to let this one fly. That one is no good. Dixon pops it out there, and it's going to be Blackshear with the rebound. That's crazy. 38 plus minutes for Blackshear. I'm trying to think of the last time a New Mexico State player got that many minutes. I know one of the games when, I want to say it was against, was it Seattle, when Seattle came here last year? Johnny had something crazy like 17 rebounds or something like that. And I think in that game he was pushing into like the mid-30s for minutes. But it's not too often you see somebody get played that much in a game. 10, 7, and 5 for the sophomore. Not really going to wow you with his stats, but he just does a little bit of everything. 14-point game with 37.3 seconds left in this one. I should start pulling up these stats so we can get that ready. And then we'll have I'll read off the quotes from Coach Jans. Johnny McCants with the offensive rebound. Gets that one to go down. There we go, okay. Got the quotes pulled up. Should be good to get all that done. And after this, got to write that article. In case new people just tune into this one. Tomorrow, probably at around, if I had to guess, probably around 12 o'clock, maybe 1 o'clock, I'll publish the Sun U Spotlight, which is going to be on Wilfred Lakai. So what that is, it's a weekly series. I pick a player from the team and then break down their game, their impact for New Mexico State. Just like film breakdown, that kind of stuff. So Wilfred will be the centerpiece of that one tomorrow. So hopefully you guys check that out on lcsunnews.com. And it is a subscriber-only article, meaning you have to be subscribed to the paper in order to get that. It's only $3 for the first 3 months to subscribe to Sun News. So make sure you do that so you can get some exclusive content. There's going to be a lot more content coming up that's going to be subscriber only. You know, these game articles will still be metered content, which is what we normally have. We're going to have a lot of like premium content that if you guys subscribe, you'll get that as well. So hopefully you guys do that and check out the article tomorrow on Wilfred that I have not written yet. I need to write that as soon as this is over. It's going to be a bit of a long night. Those things normally take, I think the one on Gerald Oaks took like something like 4 hours to do, so it's going to be a bit of a long night, but it's all good. Always good looking over film. I enjoy doing that kind of stuff anyways, film breakdown, so. And I got a lot of stuff to work with Wilfred. He's been playing really well lately. Speaking of which, the redshirt junior knocks down the free throw. He's got one more here, and that'll do it for this one after that. Free throws up. Got it to go. Inbound pass to McMillian, and that is it. Grand Canyon gets the sweep over New Mexico State. You know, definitely rust played a factor in this one. Team wasn't at full strength, but you got to give credit to Grand Canyon at the end of the day. Good performance from the Lopes, and they get the pair of victories. So let's go ahead and take a look at the final stats for this. For New Mexico State, it is Wilfred Lakai with a team-high 13 points to go along with 3 rebounds on 5 for 9 shooting, 1 for 5 from deep. Both Jabari Rice and Donnie Tillman each had 11 points. Let's see, and then 7 points for Clayton Henry to go along with 5 rebounds and 3 assists. Those 3 assist ties for a team high with Evan Gilliard and Tillman. Shooting splits for the Aggies in this one. 19 for 52 from the floor for New Mexico State. That's 36.5%. And then from deep, 7 for 31, which is 22.6%. Only 10 free throw attempts in this one. 8 for 10. That's 80%. Look at Grand Canyon. It was a game high, or actually game highs, plural, of 14 points and 10 rebounds for Abjorn Midgard. And then 12 points and 4 rebounds for Alessandro Lever, followed by 11 points, 7 boards, and a game-high 5 assists for Javon Blackshear Jr., doing a little bit of everything. 26 for 54 shooting from the floor for Grand Canyon, that's 48.1%. 5 for 19 from 3, which is 26.3%, so they weren't really hitting it too well either. They don't really lean on that shot. And then 8 for 11 shooting from the free throw line, pretty much the same as New Mexico State, but at 72.7%. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at what Coach Jans had to say. Stephen M says, another great show, Justin. Appreciate that, Stephen. Let's get these quotes done, and then we'll get out of here, folks. Here's Coach Jans talking about the loss. He said, we talked to our team about how big of a game this was. We didn't hide behind anything. We said, hey, this is a huge game for us after losing last night. We've got to find a way to eke out a win and split this first WAC series. Obviously, that wasn't the result, and it's disappointing, he says. And then here's him talking about the team's offensive struggles. He said, I think we have plenty of guys who can score the ball. We just haven't done it. We actually haven't done it all year long. Kids are human. Everybody's human. When you don't shoot the ball very well and it becomes an issue, it affects how you do everything else. Definitely, they have scores at the end of the day. They've got guys like Jabari Rice. You look at Donnie Tillman, Johnny McCants, Evan Gilliard was a guy who was leading UTEP in scoring before he came to New Mexico State. Like, they got buckets. They do. But, it's hard to gain that rhythm when you got so many games being canceled. You're on pause all the time. It's going to take them a while I use the word rust a lot, but it's going to take them a while to shake that off. And they're going to struggle in the meantime, without a doubt, because they got some tough opponents coming up. They got Cal Baptist coming up this weekend. It's the highest scoring team in the WAC, which doesn't really bode well. Seattle after that. They still got to play Utah Valley. They're trying to reschedule the UTRGV1. There's a lot of good teams in this conference. So New Mexico State is going to struggle for a little while, but hopefully they'll be able to find their groove before the WAC tournament, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. It's a one mid-conference. It's really a matter if you just win your WAC tournament, your conference tournament or not. So hopefully they can get things going by then. But we'll see what happens this week. This is going to be a big week for them against the Lancers. I'll be out there. I'm planning to be out there. So I'll be bringing you guys live coverage. And then the following Monday and Tuesday, we'll rewatch those games. So that is going to do it for me here today, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this live stream, please leave a like. Subscribe if you haven't, because we got a whole lot of content coming out. I apologize. It was a little bit laggy at times. I don't know what that was, because these videos are pre-downloaded. But sorry for that. Appreciate you guys for bearing with me on that. But yeah, it's going to do it for me to here today, folks. Make sure to check out Straight Shooter tomorrow at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. And I'll see you guys later. This is Justin Martinez, a.k.a. J the Sports Dude, and I'm out.